Welcome to Preeminent Test Prep. Today I have two SAT writing tips and tricks for you that deal with antecedents and pronouns. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What it's going to deal with in this case are going to be questions 30 and 31. So I'll illustrate this tip and trick as I go through these two questions so you'll be able to see it in action. So tip 1 is going to deal with the antecedents. So we have the sentence here, ironically, the success of crowdfunding may weaken overall funding for the arts if people begin to feel that paying for the art loved by them is someone else's responsibility. So in this case, what jumps out to me immediately when I see 30 here is the word loved by them, or the phrase loved by them. Okay, obviously that's wordy and it's unnatural. Okay, we wouldn't say paying for the art loved by them. We would say paying for the art they love, right? Now, so if they is the correct pronoun here, then that would be our correct answer, right? And they is the correct pronoun. That is the correct pronoun we would want to use. So B is our correct answer here. But I want to quick touch on why C and D you can immediately figure out are wrong. Okay, so if we look at our sentence here, we have the word or the subject people, right? People begin to feel that paying for the art they love is someone else's responsibility. Now, people is plural, okay? Him or her is singular, and he or she is also singular. So I immediately know C and D have to be wrong. Then I'm left between A and B. Obviously, A is wordy and it's unnatural. We wouldn't say the art loved by them. We would say the art they love. So then we would know immediately B would be our answer. So when dealing with a question that deals with an antecedent like this, where you have to find the number of what you're referring to, what I recommend doing is going back through and finding that subject. So in this case, that subject was people, therefore we knew that we had to have the plural pronoun they. Okay, next up is 31. So 31, I'm just going to skip down to where it is, and I'm going to show you what I look for here. Okay, so one thing that I immediately see with 31, and I'll quick show you, is I see I have their, her, and its. Now I know that those are pretty much all here testing me on pronouns. So if I see I have their, her, its, I'm assuming no change would obviously be another pronoun as well, which I see it is. I see it's are. Okay, so I know that this is testing me on my use of pronouns. Now in order to determine which pronoun should be used, I have to find my antecedent once again. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for my antecedent. So I'm going to start in my sentence by subverting the presumption that money used for her project is an altruistic donation. The playwright showed that her work, right? We know the playwright is female because it's her project and it's her work. Okay, so we want to maintain that parallel structure or that parallelism between it being her project and it being her work. Okay, it has monetary value to those who enjoy it. Okay, so our answer there is going to have to be the answer C. Okay, we want her there, right? So we know our answer there is going to be C. Now, one thing I want to point out there for 31 as well is sometimes you'll have to go back to that sentence before the sentence you're on to find what that pronoun should be, to find that subject it's referring to find that antecedent. Now, most of the time it will be in that same sentence, but there are occasions where you have to go back to that previous sentence to kind of figure it out. Now, those occasions they can be rare on the SAT writing section. Most of the time it'll be in the same sentence, but it is there, which is why I want to show you that. Now, let's say that you're reading through, right, and then you get to 31 and you got stuck and you were like, I don't know where to look, right? Just go ahead and look back within the sentence. If you can't find a subject there at that point, then go back to the sentence before. Now, if there's a case where you have, let's say that you had, I'll go ahead and go back up to 31. Let's say that you had her, its, we'll say his, right, and then you had option B was something that wasn't a pronoun. It was something specific. And you're going through and you're looking, and keep in mind, I'm not talking about 31 anymore. That answer is C. I'm just talking in general. And you're looking through and you can't find what it's talking about, right? You can't find a pronoun. You can't find a clear subject. And one of your options is a clear subject, and there's nothing else. For example, say that using any pronoun would make it you don't know who it's referencing. Say that there were two people and an option, let's say that they were both female, and the option was her and you don't know which one it's referring to. And another option is one of the names. You'd want to pick one of the names because you want to make sure it's clear who it's referring to. So in that case, you want to make sure it's clear who you're referencing. So in cases like this where you're using a pronoun, you want to make sure both that you have obviously the correct pronoun, or if there's no option that has a clear antecedent, you want to make sure that you're using whatever option is specific. So for example, if there was a name, you'd want to use the name. Or if there was a proper noun, you'd want to use the proper noun. So that's another thing that you should know for the SAT writing section. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I also have a 90-day SAT prep course available on my channel. The lessons range in anywhere from right around 40 minutes to right around an hour each day for 90 days. I think that that'd be helpful if you're looking to prep for the SAT, so you can find that in my channel as well. As always, make sure to have a good day.